Hey everyone, welcome back once again to my YouTube class. Guys, I'm Manjeet Rawat, your online instructor. In previous class of Advanced Azure Virtual Desktop course, we discussed about how we can set up AVD host pool. Now, this is another day of AVD online course, and in this class, I'm going to help you how we can access our virtual machine that you created in our AVD host pool. But before that, let me help you to understand about the structure because it's really important for us. You should know about the prerequisites and the structure of AVD host pool. So what we did before in class 1, we discussed about in day 1 we discussed about how to set up our own VNet, like we successfully created our own VNet, and the Azure VNet connected with the one subnet, because without subnet we are unable to create any kind of virtual machine. VNet is directly connected with the subnet, and by using the same subnet we set up one virtual machine with server 2016, and over a server operating system we successfully installed ADDS service, right? And now with the help of Azure AD Connect, we successfully synchronized entire users that you created in ADDS, like we created AWS, GCP, Telnet. So we successfully synchronized these users to the Azure Active Directory. You can say that Microsoft Intra ID. Now, by using the same user account that you successfully synchronize, we establish our AVD host pool, right? So AVD host pool, which is responsible to provide us access of virtual machine and VM and session. So VM in the sense a normal virtual machine, session in the sense like as a how many virtual machines, how many users you want to access, how many user you want to use to access the same computer or same virtual machine. In our setup, in our AVD setup, we decided one VM and 3 session. It means that single virtual machine you can access through the 3 different users, and these users are part of, yes, these users are part of our Active Directory, right? The domain controller that we established. So let me show you the topics, the content that I have already used, not content, the resources that I have already created. Open Azure portal. Over Azure portal, let me click on the virtual networks. In the virtual network, this is AVD VNet that I created. Under the VNet, I established one subnet. Click on subnet icon. It will give you the information about the number of subnets that we have already created. So AVD subnet and 121 IPs are available. Connected devices, yes, it is connected with 2 different machines. Domain, server operating system, and another is client computer. Let me open another page and also take the RDP of our virtual machine, because the virtual machine contains the ADDS service. So let me take the RDP of our virtual machine, domain virtual machine, and let me copy it. You just need to take the RDP MSTSC and access our virtual machine. Now, this is the server 2016 that we created, and the same machine contained the feature of ADDS, because we successfully synchronized the users that we created in this particular AD. We successfully synchronized with Microsoft Intra ID. You can say that Azure Active Directory. Open Active Directory user and computers to identify the number of users that you created in our Active Directory server. And after that, we'll move ourselves to the AVD host pool, which is running with our Azure portal. So open Active Directory user and computers. It will give you the details related to the users that you created, Tata, Telnet, and one more user, yes, AWS. 3 different users we successfully created on our virtual machine, means in our Active Directory domain services. Let me open one more page, which is AVD host pool, Azure Virtual Desktop. And in AVD, we added one host pool with name of AVD class VM, right? And the application group, yes, one application group available, one workspace available. We haven't set up any kind of auto scaling, number of users you can identify. So we haven't added any users in this particular icon. Now, question. The virtual machines that you created in our AVD host pool, you need to take the RDP of our VM. So we added a 3 session. It means that 3 different users can access at the same time. So let me show you how we can achieve it. Open application group. In the application group, we just need to select the existing group that we have, and in the properties of our group, it will give us option of assignments, right? So we just need to click on assignment. It will give us option to add the multiple users. So I have already added. If you want to add a new user, just need to click add, and it will give you the details related to the number of users that we have. So you just need to type the name of our user, like AWS, which is grayed out because we have already added it. So you just need to select and click OK. 3 different users already added to access this VM, and now I'm going to access the virtual machines RDP in incognito wizard. So we have a 2 different method. You can access through the browser, and you can also access your virtual machine through the RDP tool. The URL to access our virtual machine, which is running in the backend of AVD host pool, it's a WVDR. If you don't know about the URL, because it's really difficult to memorize, so that's why I am going to search it. AVD URL to access VM. Okay, access VM. Azure Virtual Desktop, remote desktop connection. So it will give you the URL like as a client.wvd.microsoft.com/arm/web client. This is the URL. You just need to keep in mind. And let's try to access our virtual machines RDP using different user at the same time. So we successfully added 3 different users. So let me identify the number of users that we added. The users are AWS, Tata and Telnet, right? 3 different users we added. I'm going to access our virtual machine using these users. AWS at teachmecloud.net, I think. Let me confirm. I think .net or .in. Okay, .in, no problem. .in and AWS at the rate teachmecloud.in. Okay, so the username is AWS at the rate cloudsupport.co.in, and let's try to access our virtual machine. I'm trying to access VM with the help of AWS user, and meanwhile we'll also access the user with the help of another users that we added, like as a Tata and Telnet. I don't want to configure any kind of multi-factor authentication right now. This is the panel and where we can find our workspace name. So the workspace that we decided, demo workspace, double click on the session, desktop session, remote desktop session. Again, you need to provide the user ID and password to access the virtual machine's RDP. It is in progress, so I don't want to make any changes, just need to connect through the RDP. Fine, we are able to access our Windows 10 operating system that we added in the backend of AVD host pool through one user. Let me copy the URL and try to access through another portal, another browser, sorry. And this time I'm going to access our virtual machine with the help of Tata at cloudsupport.co.in and provide password, right? You just need to provide the password. Everything is okay. I think we are able to access the virtual machine using the another Active Directory users. So everything's fine. Let me check. Yes, we are able to access our virtual machine. I don't want to configure any kind of multi-factor authentication. So it will again give you the same workspace, because the same workspace associated with multiple users. Provide credential one more time. Same password, data, and you need to provide the user and password. Yes. Meanwhile, at the same time, we are able to access our virtual machine through the Tata user and through AWS user account. This is the actual task of AVD host pool. So our host pool is running successfully. I'm not going to make any changes with this particular host pool, because I need to define each and every options which are available in our networking part, the options which are available in Active Directory server, and also we'll discuss about the part of Microsoft Intra ID and AVD host pool. So guys, first of all, if you are trying to be expert in case of AVD environment, make sure your AVD host pool that you are trying to create must be running successfully on first attempt. Because if you have idea about how we can fulfill the prerequisite to set up our AVD host pool, then definitely you are able to resolve the issues related to the AVD host pool services. Everyone, I hope you guys are able to understand about the concept of AVD pool, AVD host pool, why AVD is better than the virtualization, why AVD is better than the cloud technology, because it will reduce the cost of your resources, reduce the cost of our manpower as well. So make sure you have a much idea. If you have any suggestion, if you have any question or doubt, please drop a comment. Definitely will reach your comment and give you the proper solution. That's it guys for today's session. We'll connect tomorrow and discuss more about the Azure Virtual Desktop advanced content. So thank you so much. Take care and do subscribe here on Teach Me Cloud YouTube channel. Take care guys. Bye bye.